So I'm in a very emotional state right now because I decided to reread the Song of Achilles while also watching the final episode of Stranger Things. And it genuinely feels like I am in the middle of grieving, which I know sounds insane, but it's like my brain understands that it's not real, but my heart is like crying and basically bleeding right now because of how much emotional pain I'm in. I want to cry again. This is insane. Hey guys, it's Dulcie. Welcome back to the channel. So, I'm so vulnerable right now. It's not even funny. I don't even know why I'm filming. Well, I do know. It's because I fell asleep for like 2 hours and now I'm not tired. So here we are, trying to burn off some energy. Because I am in such a vulnerable state right now that I don't think anyone is going to be able to understand, at least in my circle. I'm going to talk to you guys about how I'm feeling right now because I'm in such, again, emotional distress and emotional pain. I'm going to take you guys with me as I vent about my feelings, and I'm going to give you some book recommendations about books that broke me or that left me feeling so betrayed that I'm just like I don't know what to do with myself. I feel like I feel like I'm mourning, and I am. I feel like I'm grieving, even though I know it's not real. I don't, you know what? When you get attached to a show for damn near 10 years, and then a bug that reaches into your soul and just rips it from you and throws it on the ground, shattering it into a million pieces, and refuse to pick it back up, that's how I feel right now. And it's not good. Oh my god. So you guys already know the drill. We are going to be doing skincare while I give you some. So I'm going to be doing my skincare routine while I give you guys some book recommendations that will leave you absolutely bawling your eyes out. You're welcome. So let's get started. And when I say I got a list, I meant that shit. I have more books to get and more books to read that I know 1000% will shatter my heart, but for right now, this is what we're working with. I feel like I should save the number one most heartbreaking book for the end. I will also give you books that left me feeling betrayed. Like I said, this is going to be such a terrible experience for all of us, but you know what? I'm in pain and I'm grieving, okay? So you guys are joining me for this. Okay, so we're going to start off with a basic one that hasn't necessarily broken my heart into a million pieces, but one that has left me feeling kind of uncertain. So I'm going to give you guys a recommendation that has left me feeling a little bit, not necessarily heartbroken, but more so left me confused on how to feel. And that is The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. Girl, this book, I think, was it last summer or 2 summers ago where this book was trending? Let me tell you this. My ultimate reaction to this book was I didn't know whether I wanted to hug Evelyn or slap her into the next century. Because although she had her own things going on, she also used a lot of people to get where she was, which I don't blame her, but I do blame her. It's just a whole thing of emotions going on. So if you know, you know. If you don't, I recommend the Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. We definitely get an insight as to. It's been a while since I read this book, so I'm a little rusty. I just know that from a really, really young age, she married like super, super young. She had to be like maybe 14, if I'm remembering correctly. I'll look this up later, but she literally decided that she was never going to be broke again or live in such an ugly manner ever again. She hauled ass and she got where she was right now. She only wanted to get interviewed by this woman called Monique Graham because she is a Hollywood icon, Evelyn Hugo, and it was talking about the truth of her glamorous and scandalous lifestyle. But she only wanted to be interviewed by Monique. Monique was confused. She didn't know why. Evelyn rehashes her story as to how she got to where she is, her success points, but she also reveals this kind of secret to Monique as to why she selected Monique to be the person who interviews her. And honestly, it was kind of anticlimactic. I don't know what I was expecting, but I was expecting more. I didn't get more explanation or more kind of a dramatic explanation for it, but that's okay. as I was saying, The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo was definitely a trip. I didn't really know what to expect as I was reading it. My best friend recommended The Seven Husbands to me, I think. And like I said, I didn't know what to expect. All I knew was that the woman got married 7 times for God knows what reason, that she's rich and famous. And the stories did have me feeling absolutely terrible for her. My first reaction was that she was just using people, you know? But then I got to her backstory about how she actually, in case I didn't put this before, spoiler warnings, because this was set back in, oh my god, I don't even remember, but it was a very dangerous time to be anything other than straight. So literally any time in American history, or in the world actually. But anyways, she was abused by one of her husbands. I know that for a fact. I know that she was in love with her best friend. Was it Cecilia? I think that was her name. It was so heartbreaking because it was literally the love of her life, watching Evelyn get married 7 times, and it was going on for years on end. And I was just like, and then she finally got married the 8th time, which they don't tell you about, but the 8th time was finally to the actual love of her life, while she was dying. Cecilia was dying. Not Evelyn, Cecilia. Or Cecily. It's Cecilia. I think it's Cecilia. What Evelyn went through, bro, I don't know. It made me so sad. And ugh, I was not ready for that one. Oh my god. Okay, I'm gonna be using the, hold on, what is this? The Florence by Mel Zero Chill face mist. I actually really like the way it smells. I think mine has a little bit of a little, design flaw, because every time I try to, use it, it's like I need to wait for the pump to go back up by itself, or like me manually having to push it up in order to, keep spraying my face. Anyways, this smells so good. Oh my god, I love this. It's like a cute little pick-me-up. The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo was definitely a ride to read. Would I reread it? Probably, yes. Because I don't remember what happened. I read this so long ago, and I remember being absolutely just shocked, blown away when I realized she's gay, or she's queer. This woman did not give queer. She literally gave, I'm Evelyn Hugo. That's all which honestly makes sense, because she said, how do you feel about, being married 7 times, blah, blah, blah. And she was like, I don't care. Like, they are just husbands. I am Evelyn Hugo, which iconic, but at the same time, I'm just like, wow. That I didn't see coming. The ending I didn't see coming. But the secret, though, the secret was so anticlimactic. It was so boring. It put me to sleep. This is so terrible to say, but it's just, the book was incredibly well written. I loved the overall, suspense to it, but I just didn't like the secret. Okay, next up is going to be the e.l.f. Skin Triple Bounce Serum. I really love this. It does wonders for my skin. It makes my skin feel very hydrated, and I do like 3 to 5 drops. I think that's what you're supposed to do following the, what's it called, instructions. Okay. Anyways, the next book that I recommend to break your heart is The First to Die at the End by Adam Silvera. Sorry if I'm butchering that. This book, it was either between this one or They Both Die at the End. Girl, when I tell you, I didn't know what to expect when I read The First to Die at the End, because I was like, it's probably going to be the same, as the first one. But this one just genuinely broke my heart. Like, actually, I know there's another one that came out. I'm waiting. I don't know why I haven't read it. I don't know. This features Orion and Valentino. Basically, it's this kind of like, it's this system called Deathcast. And Deathcast basically announces who is going to, in the next 24 hours. And it picks random names. It kind of sends you a text message and says, kind of like, welcome to Deathcast, like, you have 24 hours. And they don't tell you how you're going to, or when, you're gonna, but you do know that you have an expiration date. There's a time limit on you, hun, so better live life to the fullest. This one right here fucking hurt. This one hurt. I'm gonna tell you why. This hurt so bad. The way it happened was so, this is the prequel. And the fact of the matter was that it mentions the other two characters when they were boys from the other book, from They Both Die at the End. It was Rufus and, oh my god, what's the other guy's name? Oh my god, how am I forgetting? It was Rufus and something else. I'm not gonna be able to find it. I mean, it basically spoils it. It's the first one to die. The first to die at the end. Orion and Valentino deserve so much better than what they got. Orion, I think, has a heart condition. He has a serious heart condition. He's ready for a new heart. And then Valentino is trying to get into his modeling career. They first meet and they have an undeniable bond, but when Death Cast makes their first round of calls, everything changes when one boy discovers he's about to die. The other will never be the same after this extraordinary, heartbreaking day. I kind of knew what was going to happen, and I feel like I just have so much hope that it's not actually going to happen, but it is. The ending was truly poetic. I just wish it didn't have to happen, but it did. You know what else happened? Stranger Things ending. You know what happened? Yo, I'm not okay. I'm about to crash out. I'm not. I was literally crying for like 48 hours straight. That's an exaggeration. But I was genuinely devastated, and I saw the parallels between the end of season 1 and the end of season 5, and I'm just like, you just hate me and you don't want me to be happy. You don't want Mike to be happy is what I'm understanding. And it just hurt, and it still hurts. Oh my god. Like, if you were to ask me in season 1, oh, do you care if, spoilers again, oh my god, if you haven't seen it, do you care if 11 would have died? I wouldn't have, honestly, I always said I wouldn't have been mad if Stranger Things ended at season 1, because it was literally kids having this paranormal, supernatural adventure. And if it were to end at season 1, I wouldn't have been mad. I don't know why, but I just thought that, you know, kids and their imagination and whatnot, like in childhood and, you know, your imagination running wild, season 1, it would have been better to end there. No, they decided to continue for just about 10 years. I started watching Stranger Things when I was about, it came out when I was a freshman in high school, so this had to be 2016. I started watching between 2016 2017, so I was about like 14 15 at the time. I'm turning 24 in a couple of months. When I tell you Stranger Things has been a part of my life for so long, literally growing up with the cast and the characters, it hurts. It don't get me wrong, I'm so grateful to be part of the growth of Stranger Things and how it became this global phenomenon as it is today. But seeing it end the way it did just hurt, like, really badly. We had so much hope, and it hurts. And I feel like I feel so bad for my boy Mike, because he was the one holding everyone together, and for him to get, like, honestly, Finn Wolfhard's characters just get shit endings. The only one that I feel like he got like kind of ish better-ish was like fucking Dog Days. I don't know, but it was bad. Anyways, moving on. I would recommend this book. Okay, we're gonna go in with the Neutrogena Oil-Free Acne Moisturizer, Pink Grapefruit. Neutrogena has never let me down. It's amazing for my skin, especially if you're on a budget. This is incredibly budget-friendly, kind of. It cost me $10. I'm like, $10? You're lucky I need it. My skin would not be the same without my girl Neutrogena. Anyways, let's talk about the Red Queen. Red Queen by Victoria Aveyard, I don't know. The betrayal in this book was like no other. When I tell you, I had so much fucking hope for one of the male characters. I was like, I love him. Like, he's perfect for the main character. No, forget the main character. He's perfect for me. I absolutely love him. It's been years since I read this book. It had to be probably like over 4 years since I read Red Queen. The betrayal was like absolutely no other. I was like, I trusted you. I loved you. I thought you were on our side, on my side. For you to do a complete 180 and do that bullshit, I was like, I was stunned, absolutely stunned. Oh my god, if I can find it, that'd be a miracle. Who is this? The character's Mar. I'm terrible with names, but it's kind of like this fantasy world where there's those with, they're divided by blood, so it's those with red blood, so like normal people, and then silver being those that are supernatural. They have supernatural abilities that nearly make them gods. However, this girl has inability. She has, I guess, powers in a sense. But here's the kicker. Her blood is red. In order for you to be considered noble and have all these supernatural abilities, your blood needs to be silver. She's not silver. She's red. So basically, it says, to hide this impossibility, the king forces her into the role of a lost silver princess and betroths her to one of her own sons. As she's drawn further into the silver world, her actions put into motion a deadly and violent dance, pitting prince against prince and her against her own heart. Oh my god, I'm trying to remember the name of the prince, and I cannot... Julian? Was it Julian? Or was it Cal? Oh my god, I can't remember, but the betrayal in this book, when you think, like, oh my god. I think that the guy did love her, but he was just, oh my lord. It hurt so bad. The betrayal left me in shambles. I remember the betrayal all too well. I recommend Red Queen to anyone who's interested in feeling betrayed. Okay, so this next one is by Anna Huang. If I'm saying her last name wrong, I'm so sorry. I'm trying my hardest here. I thought that this was going to be my least favorite book from the Annaverse, and it is-ish my least favorite, but only because it hurt so bad, because it felt so realistic. Twisted Hate. This is, I think it's Josh and Jules. Josh and Jules. This one hurts so bad. I can only tell you 2 words to explain what he did. Just 2 words for this man. He lied. Oh my god, he lied. He lied. The way he lied, it was so fucking brutal. The way, like, how are you gonna do that? I'm so emotional. It's just like, I wish I was acting. I'm really not. Josh is Ava Chen's big brother. Ava Chen is from Twisted Love. It's the first book of this series. There's 4 books in total. It's Twisted Love, Twisted Games, Twisted Hate, and Twisted Lies. I always forget the last one. I love Twisted Lies. That's my number 1. Christian Harper. And that's besides the point. Anyways, so we're following Josh Chen. It says he's gorgeous, cocky, fast on his way to becoming a hot-shot doctor. He has never met a woman he couldn't charm except for Jules Ambrose. The beautiful redhead has been a thorn in his side since they've met, but she also consumes his every thought in a way no woman ever has. They end up having this kind of enemies with benefits relationship. Jules is outgoing and ambitious. It's Jules Ambrose. She's a former party girl who's focused on one thing: passing the attorney's bar exam. The last thing she needs to get involved with the doctor who puts the suffer in insufferable no matter how good looking he is. They said that it's a match made in hell. Honestly, he put her through hell. And to be honest, can I be a hater? What she put him through wasn't even that bad. Yes, she lied, but she lied to protect him and to protect herself and her image. She was doing everything she could in her power. And the fact of the matter was that Josh used Jules's vulnerability or weakest points against her and made her feel the way that men always make her feel. And the way he said it was absolutely disgusting and disheartening. And she's stronger than me, because I would have like died on the spot or would have packed up and left the country by then. This woman is a warrior. She must have truly have loved this man to forgive him for what he said to her and when he said it, because oh my god, it's just this Anna, you're fucking cruel for this. You're cruel for writing this book. Their relationship is obviously so beautiful, but that kind of betrayal, not the betrayal, yes, the betrayal, but that lie. And if you read the book, you'll know why the lie fucking hurt. It hurts so bad because it's the most realistic out of all of the books. And I could never, honestly, oh wait, I have some things tagged. Wait a minute. I don't remember tagging this shit. Where is it? Oh, I love this quote. It says, "My smile dimmed when I remembered my encounter with Todd. He had some nerve approaching me like that. Then again, men possess nothing if not audacity." I love, honestly, it always be the ugliest men too, but yo, let me chill out. Oh, this one is so cute. It says, "After a lifetime of being unwanted, I had no clue how to handle someone who wasn't willing to walk away." That hurt. That just put a hole in my chest. Anyways, so Twisted Hate by Anna, recommend if you want to feel some type of way, because this one hurt really bad. Let's move on to the next book. Jesus Christ. Anna just keeps on going with the gut-wrenching, absolutely disheartening books. King of Greed, King of Greed, King of Greed. This book has so much I don't want to say controversial takes, but it hasn't been a favorite. It's my favorite. Not the favorite, because my favorite is King of Envy. If you know, you know. I didn't think anyone was going to be King of Wrath, or any book was going to be King of Wrath. It tied, and then I got to know Vuk Markovic, and I was like, I'm sorry. It's King of Envy, King of Wrath, and then King of Greed. Sorry, not sorry. King of Greed follows powerful, brilliant, and ambitious Dominic Davenport, how he crawled his way up from nothing to become the king of Wall Street. He has everything: a beautiful home, beautiful wife, much more money than he could spend in a lifetime. But no matter how much he accumulates, he's never satisfied. This man always wants more. Here's the thing though. It isn't until she's gone that he realizes that there may be more to life than riches and glory, but by then it may be too late. And then it follows Alessandra Davenport. The kind, intelligent, thoughtful woman she is has played the role of trophy wife for years. She stood by her husband while he built an empire, but after they reach the top, she realizes he's no longer the man that she fell for. So when it comes clear that she'll always come second to his work, she's finally taking charge of her life and puts herself first, even if it means leaving the only man she's ever loved. But what she didn't count on was his refusal to let her go, or for him to fight for their marriage no matter what it takes. Yearning, groveling. There's one chapter that I absolutely fucking love. And if I can find, oh, here it is. It's chapter 18. Chapter 18 is beautiful. I love it. It genuinely expresses every single emotion that I've ever felt in genuinely any situation in my life. If you can read that. That's it. Chapter 18, Alessandra. Fuck. And then chapter 19. I can just imagine the audible for this is hilarious. Chapter 18, Alessandra. Fuck. Chapter 19. that's hilarious. 10 out of 10. That's hilarious. But any more books like that, hilarious. Just those one-liners, amazing. The best short paragraph in existence. The best short chapter, in existence. Hilarious. Anyways, the overall book, however, was not hilarious. This one hurt. Genuinely, it's just like knowing where he comes from absolutely nothing, building an empire. And because this man literally came from dirt, nothing, absolutely nothing. Dominic worked for every single little fucking penny he has. And that's why it's King of Greed. You know, he knows what it's like to have nothing, from a point of, you know, having much more than you could spend. You're just like, it's not enough. Like, there needs to be more. There has to be more. There will be more. But then not knowing that it can cost you the person who has been by your side through it all. And she felt neglected, and she was neglected for several years. And when she decided to leave, he realized, oh shit, like, I genuinely messed this up. I need her back. Like, she's the whole reason why I'm doing this, blah, blah, blah. And so he does, a lot of people said he doesn't grovel enough, but I feel like people need to understand that they have been in a relationship, in a marriage for years and years on end. Feelings like that don't go away. Moving on isn't as easy as one would admit. And that's funny coming from me, because I'm always, when my friends are like, oh, what should I do about my man? Leave him. Like, leave. But this is about like a guy that you've known for like a couple of weeks or months. You know what I mean? Like, if this is like a 10-year marriage, I'd probably still say to leave, but only after you've done everything you could and I've seen you neglected like the way Alessandra was. It was absolutely gut-wrenching to read this book. You understand both sides of the story. That doesn't mean it doesn't fucking hurt, because this book hurts. This book hurts me. I'm about to reread it if I want to continue being sad and vulnerable right now. This book is number 3 on my most painful reads thus far. This one hurt. Number 2. Oh my God. Lord. If He Had Been With Me. This one hurt. But you know which one hurt fucking worse? If only I told her, Laura, you're fucking evil. You're evil for this. You are so evil for this. This one, I literally, oh my Lord, when I tell you, I could not flip a page without just tears constantly streaming down my face. Especially when we got to the best friend's point of view and all of this. It just, I genuinely blurry vision, like every 5 seconds, like just having to wipe my tears because I could not keep myself composed. I don't recommend reading this in public, because I was on the bus back from Boston when I was reading this. I'm surprised I even made it. I was even able to compose myself, because this book, both of these talk about the relationship between Autumn and Finn. Finney, and they used to be inseparable. Like, it was literally childhood friends, two lovers. Like, they've always been together. Then high school comes, they got separated because she's kind of like this outcast type girl, and he's like this golden boy. But their moms are still friends, so they do see each other, obviously, but they're not as close anymore. But then, you know, as time goes on, Finn has actually loved Autumn since they were kids. She has this boyfriend, his name is Jamie. At the time, they did my boy Finney so dirty. So dirty. This one hurt. But this one killed me. This one killed me. If he had been with me, this one is told from Autumn's point of view. This one, if only I told her, is from Finney's point of view. But then it also follows his best friend's perspective. And then I think we get a snippet of Autumn. It says Finney has always loved Autumn. She's just not the girl next door, mother's best friend daughter, but she's his everything. Here's the funny thing though. Finn also has a girlfriend being Sylvie. And then Jack is Finn's best friend. They've seen Finn and Autumn together. And honestly, Jack was kind of right for being a hater towards Autumn, because Autumn's like, how do you not see that this guy is fucking in love with you and has been in love with you for years? Are you playing him? And she's genuinely like, I don't know what you're talking about. And Autumn right here says she surrounds herself with books and wants to desperately read her own destiny, but one doesn't always get a new chapter, and fate can be cruel to those in love. When we got to Jack's chapter, or his point of view throughout the whole thing, that was the one that genuinely broke me, because as someone who has been through grief and finding it really, really hard to move on because you lost someone who was your best friend, someone you were close to, someone you saw every day, this hit too close to home. But it genuinely does give a message of, it's going to hurt, you're gonna have to let it hurt, and in due time you will heal, but you won't heal immediately. It's just basically the overall message of, we lose good people way too soon, way too often, and they would want you to, and it's literally thinking of all the plans that you made with this person and how you guys were going to do this and you were going to do that, and it was going to be a ball, it was going to be a blast, but then life, being a fucking bitch, takes a person way too soon. And just kind of thinking about the what ifs. What if this person was here? How would life be with this person still here? Life is genuinely cruel and unfair, especially with such an amazing golden personality as Finn. But grief is a very tricky thing. But this book does help, I think, with grief, but it's also going to emotionally ruin you and is going to drain you. So if you're ready to be emotionally, mentally drained and literally grieve like the characters do, I recommend this one. You're welcome. And finally, the top most #1 book that has broken my heart, my soul into a million tiny pieces and has never ever left me the same and genuinely haunts me to this day is The Song of Achilles. The Song of Achilles is the retelling of Achilles and Patroclus, if I'm saying that correctly. It's about their bond, because a lot of people, what's it called? Philosophy, I don't even know. A lot of people don't really know the relationship. Girl, they loved each other. I don't care. Troy, all those Greek gods and all them. I'm not a Greek god type person. I'm not a philosophy person. I'm not, that's not really my genre. My best friend has been begging me for years on end, that's a lie, maybe like 1 or 2, to read The Song of Achilles, because she said it genuinely broke her heart. I was like, can't be that bad. No, it was bad. It was bad. I was literally, when I said, my face was so red. Again, reading this in public is absolutely insane. I don't recommend that. My face so red, tears constantly streaming down my face. I couldn't even make out the words on the page with how hard I was sobbing because of this book. I don't know why I am deciding to reread this. The entire, the way it ended, I was just like, you really meant it when you said that you are made of memories. That hurt. He said, oh my God, he said, he is half of my soul, as the poets say. I would recognize him by touch alone. The way his feet struck the earth, I would recognize him blind. The Song of Achilles broke me. I don't know why I'm rereading it. Possibly because I love to hurt myself. It didn't help that I watched Stranger Things while rereading this. The relationship between Achilles and Patroclus is so beautiful, and it's just genuine friendship that morphed into something more, but we only get to see this through Patroclus's point of view. We don't get Achilles. That fucking scared me. We don't get Achilles. We do get to see Achilles' reaction, though, to what happened. That was absolutely brutal. I could go on and on and on about Achilles' reaction. Honestly, and this is probably going to be such a controversial take if I say this, but I don't care. Achilles did not appreciate Patroclus enough when Patroclus was still alive, because of Achilles' pride, because of him thinking that, oh, like, I'm gonna be so famous and this well-known god, I don't need to do what these people tell me to do or whatever. You know what that fucking cost you, man? That cost you your best friend. That cost you the love of your life. How dare you? How dare you put Patroclus's life on the line just because your pride, your ego was too big? Now what happened? You literally almost destroyed a whole fucking city because you couldn't put your pride aside just for a second. Just literally, Patroclus was begging you to fight, was begging you, just put on your armor, just do what they're telling you to do. Don't be like this. And you literally were like, no, don't ask me again. And guess who took your fucking place? Because you, Patroclus's last thought before he died was Achilles. Oh, what do you mean it was Achilles? He left you. Yo. This will leave me so emotional till the day that I die, girl. And then how Achilles reacted broke me into a million fucking pieces. Because what do you mean that he refused to let go of the corpse of Patroclus, pretending that he was still there, having to just him genuinely losing his mind because he lost Patroclus? That will haunt me forever. This book hurts so bad. I don't know why I'm rereading it. To be honest with you, I already know what happens. I feel like I'm gonna cry all over again when I do read that part again, and I'm not ready for it. But I already started rereading it, so I'm not gonna just leave it. So yeah, this is my first kind of book review / recommendation type video, so I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you want more heartbreaking books, let me know. Or if you have any more heartbreaking books for me that will literally leave me not being able to get up the next day or having me genuinely grieve as though I went through that loss, please let me know. Because for some reason those books are just masterpieces, and it's like the Song of Achilles and The End of Stranger Things has genuinely broken me as a person, and that's such a way to start off the new year 2026. This is just painful. This is so fucking painful for me. Oh my god, I'm about to cry, but that's okay. It's not okay. Why would you write that book? Why would you do that? Why would you deliberately want to hurt people who watch your show, who read your books? What is going through your mind? You just said you just said pain and just pain, and we're just like, we take it every single time and it fucking hurts. It hurts so fucking bad. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you guys in the next video. When? On a Thursday. Which Thursday? You never know what I do with the way I'm feeling right now. Okay. Deuces. Bye.